Hello and welcome to the 2023 Miller's Mutual highlight video for our upcoming Duck Creek Policy Administration System upgrade. We're going to go through some of the new features and enhancements that will be included as part of the upgrade release, as well as unchanged functionality with which you are already familiar. Upon logging into the system, you'll be greeted by a very similar dashboard. You'll notice the Recently Accessed section, something present in the existing system. From here, you can pick up and continue working with a policy you've recently touched. The search bar is our first significant enhancement. It utilizes intuitive search to ascertain whether you are entering a policy number or a named insured, and will populate the drop-down menu accordingly. If you're not looking to work with an existing policy, the new quote button will function just as it did before. Most users will find the UI to be very similar to the existing system. We opted to keep things as familiar as we could while still utilizing the new features inherent to the updated platform. Aside from a more modern, responsive feel and a few new tricks, much of your experience walking through a policy will remain unchanged. Let's start by walking through the creation of a simple policy. We're going to begin by clicking the New Quote button at the top of the page. We are going to leave the effective date alone for simplicity's sake, and we're going to select the product from the drop-down list. From here, we're going to go ahead and click Start. Here we have most of the information already filled out. You will notice formatting will be in play here. If we remove a digit from the phone number, for example, we will be notified that something is wrong and will need to be corrected before proceeding. You can add additional named insured just as before. Here we have a single additional insured added to the policy. Nothing has changed with the professional associations page, so we're going to go ahead and skip that. I'm going to enter a primary rating state just as before. And just as before, we are going to be able to select between BOP or MPP. On the quote coverage page, most of the fields that you see are going to remain unchanged as well. We attempted to preserve the vertical alignment on the page, so in the event that a field has subsequent fields that hide based on whether or not the coverage is selected, we attempted to keep that off to the right as opposed to falling in line under the field itself. This is not always possible, as some coverages have too many fields to display them horizontally across the page. As there is nothing else of note on this page, we're going to go ahead and proceed to the next. The blanket coverage page will also function exactly as it did in the current system. Our next enhancement can be seen on the location page. I've pre-populated a few locations to save time. One helpful feature, especially for large schedule policies, is that you can filter the location list based on predetermined fields. For example, if I want to see locations from Main Street, I can filter the list accordingly. Similarly, if I know my house number is 123, the filter can handle that as well. Also, the property deductible can be modified for all locations by utilizing this button. A simple message will let you know what the deductible applies to all locations. If I update a single location's deductible, the message goes away. And if I reapply, the message is once again present. In the event that you need to delete a location that already contains building and/or class information, you can delete straight from this page by clicking the Delete All button rather than having to remove the class, then remove the buildings before finally deleting the location. The building screen is largely unchanged from the version you're familiar with in our current system. As such, we're going to advance. You'll find the business owner screen familiar as well. There are some organizational changes such as a collapsible personal property section, and the optional coverages pages are now immediately navigable. If I want to add an earthquake to a location, I don't have to page through the optional coverage pages to do so. I can go straight there. The remaining pages until pricing have been updated as well, but contain no new functionality. There are some changes to pricing, however. Once here, we can still adjust the IRPM within a predetermined range, view the quote letter and location summary, or submit the policy for referral if we're ready. If we want to change the billing schedule, we need to progress to the next page where we can select our preferred option and preview the installment schedule if applicable. At this point, the policy is ready for referral. We hope this video has been informative and useful. If you have any questions, please reach out to your underwriter as needed. We look forward to serving you and your customers now and in the future. Thank you.